All right, ladies and gentlemen, so it's not looking good, okay, for Ubisoft. And I know I've been saying that for what, like 5 videos now, but it's true. Every bit of information that we have coming out about Ubisoft, it just gets worse and worse and worse. And we have a headline here from That Park Place that reads, Ubisoft might be cutting staff by 40%, or around 8,000 people, amid rumors of a potential buyout. Now, we've been saying for a while, okay, many videos now, for months, we've been saying for a while that Ubisoft is on a trajectory that is so far down that the only thing that's going to save them is either a sale or a buyout of some kind. That's the only thing that's going to save them, because at this point, they're in such a rut. They're in such a massive debt hole that there's almost no way they're going to get out of it with video games like Star Wars Outlaws that flopped with only 1 million units sold, and Assassin's Creed Shadows that got pushed back because they know that game's going to flop most likely compared to what they thought it was going to sell.
For a modern gaming audience.
Let's also keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, the massive amount of money that was lost by Skull and Bones, which is the primary reason why Ubisoft is hurting as bad as it is. Star Wars Outlaws selling only 1 million units, yeah, it makes them hurt, but it doesn't make them hurt as bad as Skull and Bones. Skull and Bones was such a massive financial failure for Ubisoft. We're talking hundreds upon hundreds of millions of dollars, damn near almost $1 billion by some estimates. It's ridiculous how much money they spent over 10 years on that one particular video game, just for them to get a peak concurrent player count of about 2,000 on Steam. It's pathetic, really, and it just shows where Ubisoft is going. So let's get into this article, guys, from That Park Place. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into that YouTube algorithm. So it says at least one analyst speculates that Ubisoft might cut its staff by 40% amid rumors that the company will be bought out and taken private. A rumor from Bloomberg's Vinci Chan, Dong Kao, and Benoit Berthelot claims that Tencent Holdings Ltd. and the Guillemot family are considering options, including a potential buyout of the French video game developer after it lost more than half of its market value this year, according to people familiar with the matter. Now, what I will say, like I said in many live streams and many videos, is that even if Ubisoft goes broke, somebody's going to buy Ubisoft. The reason why is because somebody is going to realize that there's money to be made there, right? It's kind of like when you have someone who's an extremely lazy business owner, and then someone who's not lazy walks by that business and looks at it and says, you know what? This place has a lot of potential. It's just being underutilized by the current owner because they're just bad. They're lazy. They're not good business owners, and they clearly don't care that much. Maybe they're running it absentee. It just looks terrible. I can buy this and make way more money than they're making probably. Let me go make them a lowball offer. That's exactly what's happening here. And this is not the first time we've seen Tencent's name being brought up in the conversation. Tencent Holdings has been brought up in conversation for Ubisoft being bought out by them multiple times already. And the Guillemot family has said that they are considering options. So I really think at this point, Tencent is probably realizing that IPs like Assassin's Creed is going to make them an insane amount of money so long as they do it correctly. The report added that the Chinese tech company and the Guillemot brothers have been speaking with advisors to help explore ways to stabilize Ubisoft and bolster its value, with people that said as to not be identified during discussing a private matter. One of the possibilities being discussed would involve teaming up to take the company private, according to the people. This rumor comes in the wake of investment from AJ Holdings calling for Ubisoft to be sold and taken private. In an open letter addressed to the Ubisoft board, CEO Yves Guillemot, Tencent, and Guillemot family holding in the middle of September, the company stated, take the company private for fair price. We urge the board to consider taking Ubisoft private with Tencent as a significant partner and shareholder. Ubisoft as a public company is under ongoing scrutiny to report better and better quarterly results to please investors, which may harm strategy going forward and is harming Ubisoft at this time when they need to think long term to get new air into their exceptional franchises. Now, again, they can blame, investors. They can blame whatever they want. But at the end of the day, man, it's got nothing to do with the investors, my guy. Unless you are talking about ESG investors, perhaps you sold your soul to the devil. Again, I don't know what taking the company private is going to do other than the following. If they want to take the company private, that means they want to nuke the company, right? They want to nuke, the majority of people working there, but they don't want to go through the hassle of all the legalities to do it, because when you're a private company, that is at will. You could do whatever the hell you want within reason and basically nuke most of the company and bring in a newer team. So perhaps they want to go private so that way they can get rid of all the damn activists and the virus that has taken over their company. That's also an option. But as of right now, I don't really see them going private anytime soon. Maybe within the next 2 years or so, they might explore it, but they're going to wait until they see how Assassin's Creed Shadows does. Everything is riding on Shadows at this point. Skull and Bones failed massively, and massively is probably an understatement. Star Wars Outlaws failed massively. I don't care what the shills tell you, all the IGN articles and everything. That game is a massive failure. 1 million unit sales in a month, where Black Myth Wukong did 10 million in 4 days. Yeah, no, you're a failure. Especially for a Star Wars IP, you are 100% a failure. So don't even bother bringing up that conversation. So that game bombed. Both of those games have lost Ubisoft an insane amount of money. They can't do it in the same year. So they pushed Assassin's Creed Shadows back, and now everything is riding on Shadows. If Shadows does not succeed, and I'm not even talking about light success, I'm talking about it needs to be a banger. It needs to be a mega banger, because it's got to make up for Outlaws. It's not going to make up for Skull and Bones, but it at least needs to make up its own budget, and it needs to make up Outlaws. If it can do that, then, they might have a little bit of a shot and a little bit of a momentum going into next year. But if Assassin's Creed Shadows flops, yeah, this company's done. I don't really know. I guess going private would be their only way that they can move forward. Furthermore, if Guillemot and Tencent are not interested in Ubisoft's value, we urge the current management not to block any takeover, as there are several PE groups that would be interested based on our research. In the event of offer from a PE group or strategic investor, we urge Guillemot family to accept this bid, when this bid will be for a fair price. If this offer won't be accepted, we will sue for reimbursement of damages. Oh, wow, I didn't even know about that. Jesus. That's insane. They're not playing around. They're basically saying sell, or we're going to sue you for what you have done to our money. And you know what? Hey, I'm happy to see this. You want to know why? Because these companies, they're the ones that don't give a shit about their customers. They don't care about their client base. They've been attacking gamers left and right. They have activists at their company that be making all kinds of nonsensical posts on Twitter. So I'm okay with this, man. I've been saying for the longest time, the investors have been asleep. They haven't been looking or paying attention at what's happening around the culture in gaming. And when you start paying attention, you'll start realizing really quick who's the problem. And it's not the customers. Again, this is the only industry that I know of. The entertainment industry is the only one where apparently it's okay to blame the customer for your project's failure. How that is, I don't know, but it's the only one that I know of. Everybody else, if you fail, it's on you. It's your fault, and you have to fix it. The investment firm made this call after it accused the Guillemot family, Tencent, of discounting potential value of Ubisoft in order to buy more shares at lower valuation and eventually take full control of the company at heavily discounted valuation. I mean, this shit runs so deep. I don't even know at this point. All I know is that the Ubisoft we know of today is going to be drastically different over the next year or two. I would guarantee that. This company, whether going private or firing almost half the people, I don't really know what's going to go down. All I know is something big is going to happen, and we're going to be here for it. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you did enjoy it. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.